Hi, Andrew again. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how I join the pieces together. I'm just using a couple of pieces of scrap lying around. Just makes it a bit easier than trying to show the full length pieces. But the principle's the same. So I'll basically just use some miter clamps. You don't have to use those, but if you want to get a really good corner or be sure of it and make things a bit easy for yourself, excuse me, the miter clamps are very, very good like that. So I'll show you how. I've got one right here, but it's already sort of set up. I'll show you how I do this joining once you drill all the holes. Okay. All right. So here's my hand drill. This one's a little bit challenging. Actually, I need to get another one, which I've been meaning it for a while. Probably get it from an antique store or something, or even online. This is a small one. I like this one. This is called a lay tool. Actually, very good quality. This one. My wife had one. Or has one, which is a lot lighter and a lot tinier, same brand, but this one's very heavy, so it feels very quality. The only thing that's going is the little handle bit. Anyway, so countersunk holes. Generally, with the bit that I have, let's try and get this off. I'm trying to get this off here. Alright, well that's not coming off. Alright, so the bit that I have, might get a bigger bit. Oh no, that's right. So there's a little. Let me just see it. So I'll use change this to the macro setting. All right, you can see this drill bit. So when it spins, it has this little thing up the top here. Has the drill part, but then this part here is the part that does the countersunk holes. I'm just trying to get this out of the tool at the moment, but I'm having a bit of trouble. So I'm going to try and show you. So yeah, generally these, I think, is designed for a drill press, like an electric one, but I don't have one of those. And anyway, I'm not using that because I'm doing hand tool stuff. So with that, I'll just show you what I do. Okay. So obviously you mark wherever you want to go. Here's a little tip too for you. If you say you've marked exactly where you want to go with something. I'll get my pencil here. Pencil behind the ear. Alright, so I mark there. What you can do is you put it like a nail and, get my hammer here and just give it a little tap. Okay. And what that means is when I put my drill bit there, it's, a little tip. It's got a little groove it can just sort of sit in, ready for drilling. Alright, so now, that's how it goes. I was trying to tighten this tool, but having a little trouble at the moment. Something jamming on it. There we go. Alright. Alright, so here we go. Just gently. In reality, actually, I've realised that what I should do is drill the hole first, or drill the holes first, with a normal drill bit, because this drill bit is not really that great for this. As you can see, I'm struggling. So, and as again you can see, because my drill bit's longer than the piece of timber, I've again got it resting on another piece of timber, and again clamped. Okay, and then I'll just gently. You can see the tool's starting to stop, so I can't seem to tighten it enough. But if I just go gently, slowly, don't push too hard down, otherwise the drill bit does stop. I was trying to tighten that before, but it's going to get any tighter. It's weird because these bits they're very smooth. They don't really have anything to grab onto for the chuck. Anyway, I'm getting there. Alright, so I'm going to reverse out of here. Oop, that's very hot. Right. Okay, so I know we can see that. Try and get in there a bit. Then we can see that hole there. I don't know if that makes any difference with the macro. I'm not sure that's helping. I don't think so. It's hard to tell the way I've got the camera. But yeah, basically I've got my little countersunk bit in there, and then what I'll do is I'm going to, when I join the pieces together, I'm going to glue the underside, and then I'm going to screw through here, and then once I've put the screw in, the screw head will sit down in there, and then I'll those are plug cutters, and I'll put those little pieces of timber in the side there, so it's got a flush finish. So we've got the screws, strength of the screws. You won't see the screw heads because they're sitting down, and the piece of timber sits over the top. Alright, so until the next video, happy drilling. Okay, here I have the miter clamp. Okay, well, it's not quite screwed on there, but basically this is called a miter clamp. So basically what happens is you put a piece of timber in here, a piece of timber in here, and the pieces of timber are joined together, and these clamps can hold them in place whilst you either glue them or whatever. Often what people do is, we've got a scrap piece, is they will have a miter like that, and it'll sit in there, and there'll be another miter that comes in on the other side. I don't think I've got any other miter bits lying around, and that's generally a good way of doing that for gluing, because it's very hard to join sometimes these pieces together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to join these two pieces together, and I want to join them together like that, because that's how my frame works. Okay. So I'm going to put the first piece of timber in. So use these little. These are just cheap clamps too on eBay. The first ones I got one that broke. First time use, which wasn't convenient. Excuse me. But now I have lots of them, so it doesn't really matter so much. And you can make your own actually out of wood. I've seen that before. So I'm just going to hold that there temporarily. And depending on which way I want to join this, depends on where I want to, put this piece of timber. So I've actually done that sort of wrong. Because what I want to do is, actually want to use this hole here. So as I said, these are scraps. I will be butting the other pieces of timber right up against here. I've just done this as a demonstration. So I'm just going to roughly line up the holes there. Looks about right. Close enough. Alright, screw that in. The other thing you can do is you have a vise, like I have here, is you can just move that back a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, you can see the vise. I've got a vise here too, so if I wanted to I could, just put that there, rest that timber there, and then you just clamp it. So, that's good enough anyway for this demonstration. Okay, so I've got my my lathe tool, hand drill. Sounds like it needs a bit of maintenance actually, by the sound of things. It was in the last video I was saying how great it is, and now it's, it is great. It just probably needs a bit of oil or something, bit of dust in there. So I'll get a drill bit. Of course I can't find a 3mm bit. Well, that's not convenient at all. Anyway, for the sake of this, I don't know what I've done with it. Okay, I'll just put this 4mm drill bit in there. Okay, so tighten that up, tighten the chuck. Okay, and then I can just put that in the hole. I'm going to slowly get until it gets a bit of grip, make its own way. And yeah, just slipping a bit there because the clamp's not that tight. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just doing that down as far as I need to go. I'm going to take it down to the chuck. You can see that. So I'll drill back reverse out of there. Right. Yeah. So let's drill it a bit. Good. Alright. So I've got that in there. Now, trying to find some of the screws that I had. I might just find scrap one over here somewhere, perhaps. I had a massive box of these somewhere, and now I can't. I thought I had them here, but anyway, put them somewhere. So, then I've got the screw bit. So I can do one or two things. I can either use a screwdriver. Now I've made the hole and screw that in. It can be quite challenging. Or I can use it's a bit small. Might have to get another one. I use a bit like this, you know, and then I can put that in the drill and do that. Okay, but this one I think is for small, very small screws. I'll grab another one. Okay, all right, and yep, there we go. This is all right. So I've got my drill bit. Down there. Do that. Tighten it up, and then put that in the screw, and then I can just screw that in. Alright, so stop there. Alright, okay, now hopefully I'm going to try and zoom in on that. And you can see very well. Okay, maybe I've changed it to the macro setting. And no, that has not helped at all. Well, cheap camera. Okay, but anyway, hopefully you can sort of see how the screw head is slightly below the timber surface, because that's what I did in the last video. I showed you how to countersink the hole. As I said, really in theory I probably should drill the hole first, then come back with the countersink. It would probably be a lot easier, because those drill bits are not really designed for, well, not really easily for drilling right through. The other drill bit that I was used is much better for that. Okay, so that's what I've done or started to do on the frame of the whole thing that I'm doing, and that's why I go all the way around. So I'm using a vise here as well. You could easily just use, like I've been using in the other videos, just you know, clamped the timber to the bench using, you know, like a clamp like you know, this one I've been using. But as I'm using bigger bits, it's not always easy, so you'll have to find whatever method works for you depending on what you're making. Sometimes the weight of the timber can be enough to hold it in place whilst you're drilling, but if you go slowly, it'll, you know, it's usually not so bad. Things don't move around as much. Anyway, so next video I'll show you how I make the, well, you know, fill the holes with little plug cutters. Alright, thanks.